My name is Kwamina Vandyke. I'm here with Dream Team International. We are here in Washington, D.C., and we're ready to have a good time. Mr. Enjoyment is somebody who embodies all the goodness of life. The name it came from just thinking of like how I try to take on life every day, and there's beauty in it, and there's so much to enjoy. Whether that is just like, yo, I have a job, or I get to go work out, or I'm just spending time with friends, or like stretching, yoga, like all of these things are enjoying, and I like to attack things in enjoyment. I like to loving and enjoying it. So just overall, just an embodiment of enjoyment. So that's where it came from. Transformative. Yeah. Man, I've been through, that was 10 years ago. I've been through like heaven and hell in these last 10 years. I think I've experienced such an array of things, like from financial to support to excitement to hardship to like you name it, it's happened, and it shaped me. It's grounded me. It's broken me. It's torn me apart, put me back together, for me to be here. So yeah, I would say it's transformative. I was in high school, right? I got recruited to play college football, right? And as I was playing, I didn't even realize how good I was until like, my coaches started saying like, yo, like you might be one of the best in the state, then like you might be one of the best in the country. And at the time, our high school was probably like a couple years old. And I had one guy who really poured into me, but looking back, I'm like, yo, there was a lot of decisions I would have made or wouldn't have made had I had support, or at least know where to go to have like someone to pour in, and a mentor that was older but around the same age bracket. And so me and a couple of guys I played with were like, yo, we want to give what we didn't have. So that's why we started the Alumni Association. And we realized, like, you look at the state of Virginia, all the high schools that won state championships all had alumni programs. So we started in 2019, and you know what happened in 2019? Our high school won state championship.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty dope. So football changed my life. I started playing because my neighbors played, and I wanted to hang out with them, and I ended up doing it from 7 to 24. My brother played as well, and ended up paying for both of our scholarships, ended up paying for my master's. So I'm debt free because of that. I was able to meet a tremendous amount of people and open up doors. I started traveling because of it. So football gave me so much structure and so many different things I normally wouldn't have had. And I believe like that was because of time and opportunity and someone that was willing to extend out what I didn't know. So in terms of Ghana, right, and just thinking of like, it's just my turn, right? It's my turn to extend the baton. It's my turn to extend something that could potentially change and benefit someone's life. And I really try hard not to center everything around like consumption and capitalism. And I believe like one of the purposes of my life is to impact young Black men, or just Black men, period. And I know in this country, like, sports saves a lot of Black lives. And so what will it do if that is also extended in Ghana? So that's part of why I started this our academy. So we did a camp, and now we have an academy in Ghana. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm learning, and even in my privilege, I'm humbled through this, right? So we're going to schools throughout Accra, and then it's going to grow through the different regions, and just telling them what we're trying to do, telling them my story and how we can work together, and then like also working with these like young men that want to play football, have played, either opening up opportunities or bringing opportunities to them. And so right now we have a young man through our academy that I'm looking to sponsor to bring to the States, because there's a school in California that has given him a full scholarship to play high school football. So that's one of like the things we're working on now. A New Home depicts the organic growth of American football and how the diasporan community is birthing a new home in both places. So as American football players, professionals are coming to Ghana, right, helping build this camp, also discovering their roots, they're discovering a new home for themselves. And as they come, right, football is being birthed in Ghana and it's growing and it's a new home for the game. So we're just showing like the growth of football, right, and those that are choosing to play it in their journeys. An adventure. It's been an adventure. It's a lot of coordination, especially as an indie filmmaker with no funding. So just trying to, you get guys to buy in, organizing the kids, right, organizing the workouts, organizing these athletes' schedules to be in Ghana, having the type of equipment we need, drafting out the shot list and kind of what we want. So in like once we're actually filming in Ghana, it's magical, but it's just the logistics around it that's tough, right? Because even if I want to film in Cape Coast, like I said, you don't have money. Like I have to pay everybody to come and film stuff, right? So that in itself is tough. But the actual like filmmaking is as cool as it comes. Started that in 2017. Yeah, and it was an online platform designed to encourage, empower, uplift, and affirm Black millennials to be whomever and whatever they want through a number of mediums, which was film, online like campaigns, networking events, and blogging, which storytelling.
Storytelling. See that?
Yeah, so Millennium Mayhem has a number of like lanes that like different avenues that branches from it, like Mayhem Productions, Mayhem Kaftans, the Mayhem Collection, right? Millennium Mayhem is the overall umbrella company, right, that has started, right, to empower Black millennials. And where I see it going in the next 5 to 10 years, I think it will be influencing a lot of like West African like storytelling, right, and fashion, which is what I ultimately I'm a storyteller, right? I think sometimes I could tell stories through film, sometimes I tell stories through fashion, sometimes I just tell stories like just through like blogging. Right. But I really want to hone in on one thing and become an expert at that, right, and be known for that, and then switch over. I think what you have seen and people have seen from Millennial Mayhem is truly why I created. Like, sometimes I want to do this and sometimes I want to do that. And growing up, I was always told, like, oh, that's wrong. Like, just do one thing. And so I was like, let me create a space where I can do all these things and nobody will say anything.
Right. Create your own table.
Yeah. But so now I want to tell stories, right? And that's film. Like, I'm here to create film, right? Now, I think in creating film, like, as I travel to do these film things, I should at least have my own bag. I should at least, wear what I think is dope. But yeah, I think you'll see Millennium Mayhem really grow in the media industry and film and storytelling, while organically growing via like accessories and fashion. That's not the brand in itself's main focus, right? It's just something that also we have an interest in, but I want to grow its identity a lot more than I have. It's healing. It's really healing. I think growing up, you know, as Ghanaians, Christian Ghanaians, right? We, if it's not connected to Christ or church, like we demonize everything.
Right. Yeah.
And so I tore my ACL in undergrad playing college football, and my knee just got super stiff, and I just didn't have as much mobility. And in 2020, like I told myself, like, yo, I want my next moving forward. Like one of the biggest things I emphasize is my health, like holistically. So in 2021, I just dedicated to doing yoga, to stretching and all that. And so I got into it. I got into hot yoga, and it was really good. And you know, the instructor asked if I ever thought about teaching, and one of the things I thought about was like, this is a tool that you can use for any community, right? But I know us as men, we don't do a good job like checking up on our health and stuff like that. And yoga is healing in the sense of there's a lot of like built up tension and pockets and trauma in our bodies we don't even recognize. And through like elongated stretching, right, it releases a lot of it. So I was like, you know what, this is another tool, my toolkit, the building of my community. Let me go learn it. And so, yeah, now I do it because I also felt like, you know, a lot of my friends know I'm a big believer. I go to church, and a lot of things associated with yoga is like, oh, these spirits or whatever. But like, yo, Vandyke is teaching it. Like, it can't be that evil. Like, he wouldn't go put himself in that. So, yeah. A piece of advice: you just need to create one day. And that's the only thing you have to do is create for one day. When you're done that day, God willing, another day happens. And you just create one more day. And if you're done that day, God willing, He gives you another, and you create another day. And now you have 3 days that you've created. And if you take that and you just keep doing that bit by bit by bit, then you'll see like one day turn into 1 month, turn into 1 year, turn into 5 years, turn into a lifetime. And that's just kind of how I really try to attack a lot of things and reset myself. Because I'm like, yo, God, He promised us He would give us everything we need for today, right? And what our world tells us to do is plan and figure out everything for a lifetime, for 10 years, for all that, right? Which, again, I think is wise, right, to have an understanding, a skeleton of what we want to do long term, but it's not aligned in where your strength, your resources come from, right? And so, personally, what I see, and I can only talk about things in the spirit, right, is you be planning and doing all these different things for X, Y, and Z, and God's like, yo, but the only strength I have given you today, Esther, is to interview. Like, you talking about this, and it's just to interview. So, if I was to give a creator any advice, is like, yo, just make a plan to create for one day, and you take it from there. You guys can find me on Instagram at Mr.enjoyment_, or you can find my bags on the mayhemcollection.com, also the Mayhem Collection on Instagram as well. And follow me on LinkedIn at Kwamina Vandyke.